What if I told you that the best heroes isn't actually winning the fights anymore? Hey guys, it's Burgas here, glad to see you again. I will be testing everything and something that actually shocked me, and this is from the time I actually got a decent amount of power, and I also got how to say it, mage skin. I have the mage skin and all these things, but at the end of the day I noticed something, and the thing that is winning the fights is not actually the heroes. This video is about why artifacts now decide your victories. It's not pets. It's not pets can actually bring decent amount of damage, especially in the rallies or the garrison. But in open field, it's actually the artifacts, and even not the hero star. You will see why the best players are rushing artifacts instead of spinning the wheel for new heroes. And this is something that I clearly do lately in Call of Dragons. I make so many pulls, and even one of my latest videos is about I make 350 pulls in the compendium. There is a reason behind I actually focus over the artifacts. One of the things is the example is a game changer for any account. I still don't have it. I have like 1.3k, 700 to go. It's still decent amount of forge keys that I have to gather. But at the end of the day, after I have the troops, after I have the awakened heroes, after I have the 6-star heroes, the thing that make the big change is not actually the heroes. And I'm going to show you something right now, right here, right now, and this is going to be the artifacts. Now, something that I do right now is I focus to do massive damage with the artifacts. As you can see, it's like 6k, 90k, 6k, and I try to avoid getting hit by the artifact. Obviously, you can, if you play little zoom in, you can definitely see when the enemy legion start fighting. And I'm going to share with you one strategy that I didn't think to share it, but I'm going to share it, okay? I want all of my audience to get the best merits. Now, when the fight starts, the first infantry that rush to your legion, focus over this infantry. You start building rage for your artifacts. So the moment the rest of the mages and marksmen start moving in your direction, you're already going to have some rage in advance. This is going to allow you to hit before the enemy mages and before the enemy marksmen if they get close. So this is extremely important, and that's why when I open my reports, you're going to see that rarely, maybe from some infantry, I get hit by artifacts. All these things is by my artifacts, and boy, the new artifact is also doing decent amount of damage. Phoenix Eye, as you can see, I'm hitting like 5 targets with this one, 5 targets with this one. I mean, I'm definitely trying to avoid, obviously not always this is going to happen, sometimes I'm going to receive some damage, but I'm always trying to avoid getting hit by the artifacts. And as you can see, is sometimes it's infantry, but the majority of the cases I'm trying to hit the enemy marksmen, the enemy mages. Again, mages are hit here, some infantry, but again, here we have mages and some maybe mages, I don't know, but yeah, this is what I'm trying to hit, and this is what I practice till I become very, very good. The other thing I want to point out is the artifacts are giving merits. They are not just like this and not actually give you absolutely nothing and you just do damage on the enemy. Artifacts are giving power to every legion, not just one hero. So this is something extremely important. I think the majority of the people actually know that the how to say it, the artifacts are giving power. Obviously it's going to be legion attack, it can be a specific troop like cavalry, mages, etc. attack, we all know that, and this is giving power for your legion, for your spells, for basically everything. and I stop actually spending my gems on summonings or wiki spin. I have a video. I still believe if you are still building your heroes, you should actually focus on wiki spin to get like 10 spins. You get 3 free and you get 7 in extra. Like this, you're going to get 10 spins, for sure you're going to get 5 hits. Obviously, so this is a strategy that I did. I didn't go full all-in over the wiki spin. I was doing a cheap version, let's say it like this, and I still believe wiki spin is very nice place if you want to focus over one hero that you want to level up, or I mean skill up faster. But right now I'm focusing over upgrading my artifacts. And for me, this is game changing because I focus right now over the artifacts. I make Dragon Fate level 5. Is doing fantastic job. Again, I have a video with the pulls, with some testings and etc. And after the artifacts, I plan to focus over the pets because I already finished my heroes. And like every normal person in Call of Dragons, I actually focus over the heroes, you know. This is the first thing you're going to receive in this game. Okay, it's not actually the first thing. Yeah, you actually get Bahar, for example, and after this you get the artifact for Bahar. But there is no pets there. I don't remember. Actually, Call of Dragons changed so much. I'm planning to work over a beginner guide. So if you're a beginner, you can subscribe to this channel if you're looking for this type of tips and tricks. You're going to receive in this channel. But yeah, focusing over upgrading the artifacts is something that I plan and I'm doing right now. It's expensive, not gonna lie, it's expensive. I mean, the hero, you can do Roots of War, win or lose. If you win, you're going to receive some tokens. There is so many events that is giving you token, but getting artifact key, forge key, let's say it like this, because there is a difference between artifact key and forge key. It's extremely rare and it's hard to get. It's hard to get, and I use gems. I actually gem some of the things, and yeah, it's a little painful, not gonna lie, because you know the heroes, slowly you're building them, but the artifacts is just 5 level, but still you hit each of these levels is great collection of resources, let's say it like this. Many players will waste the gems chasing the heroes, and I was one of these players. And something else that I want to mention is right now I get a lot of power. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if I open for example, how to say it, my chest, not chest, my castle, I have 38,000, historically 48. Obviously this season I'm going to have some debts. We're having some requirements in our alliance to have some debts. After this I'm going to buy back my debts, let's say it like this. But in general I have like 48 million power, and right now the expectation for me actually rise. I have a good heroes, not gonna lie. I actually have some good heroes. I make some hits here and there. For example, Yuming, you're going to see this is the best mage in the game, period. But having these heroes, yeah, is nice, especially if they're awakened, especially if they're 6-star. But at the end of the day, this is what actually changed the fight. I mean, the artifacts, 4.5k. Especially in the small fights. In the small fights, the artifact is something that you want to trigger and get back. Trigger the artifact and get back. That's all, folks. This is what you have to look over. And this is something that, honestly, I was thinking over and I start doing. And I realized that the artifacts, maybe it's one idea more important from the heroes. This is what I think, because you can just sit AFK with the artifacts, trigger the artifacts, go back AFK, and etc. And like this, you're going to open the example. I still don't have the example. I cannot show you the big difference the example actually gives to your artifacts, but it's crazy. It's a game changing. The majority of the people are saying it's a game changing. Now, artifact throwback, definitely I go for this event. For 100 pulls, I get 4 rare legendary artifacts. So, you know, it's not only chasing the example, but at the same time you also need artifacts. After all, After all, you're going to need some artifacts, right? So yeah, strong artifacts give up to 20-30% more total damage in the fight fields. Obviously, it's not going to be just, how to say it, just the artifacts. You're going to have what tier is your troop, is it tier 4, is it tier 3, etc. Or is your hero awakened? I mean, the heroes is also important, the pets is also important. There is so many systems. Back in the days, the biggest milestone one player can actually achieve was actually opening the tier 5. After this, after opening the tier 5, people focus over the heroes. At one point, the pet system get presented, people get wild over the pets. The pets was not something crazy back in the days, but it was extremely hard to actually get a 3-star pet. Extremely hard to actually achieve this thing. So yeah, I mean, this is what I'm thinking over the damage that this artifact can actually boost your legion, especially again if they're example crazy. And something that I want to mention, yeah, is still gambling getting the artifacts. Don't get me wrong, you have some draws. If you watch my video, I make like for the artifact pool this 350. Very bad luck at the beginning. At the third time I get the artifact, and after this you know, because refresh, this 0-2 become 1-2, 2-2, and after this you get your artifact. On the next pool I actually get lucky and I get the artifact and I make it level 5. But yeah, it's little gambling, but I think this is the way to start building smart. You know, I'm huge supporter of legion by legion. Build the heroes, the 2 heroes in your legion. It can be Lilia Velen, it can be Waldir Velen. Get the Phoenix Eye, build the Phoenix Eye, get Sapphire Farjorak, build the Sapphire Farjorak, move to the next legion, and like this over and over and over. You're going to repeat it over and over and over. So yeah, this is the couple of things I really wanted to mention in this video, that lately after I get that much power, the expectations rise, and in the same time I see my legion is not doing that much damage. I mean, I'm completely honest, my marches are not doing crazy damage. I don't have example, I don't have SVIP, I don't have crazy pets. So, you know, this is all the systems that you player have to work. And if I can rank them, I think, and also heroes, of course, heroes. Not all of my heroes are 6-star, not all of the heroes I use is awakened and etc. Grumara is still sitting like 1-5-1-1-1. Still need some work there. But at the end of the day, I really wanted to point how important is the artifacts, and how right now the endgame players, because I can say I'm an endgame player, the endgame players are chasing the artifacts right now. It's not, they already have tier 5, they already have decent builded heroes over the past like over 2 years and something. People managed to build, it can be their Velen, it can be their Goresh and Skogo is in the gold chests. So even I level up one of my spells of in the Goresh from the gold chest. I mean, the game is very dynamic, and I think the players should adapt over what is happening right now. And for me personally, right now is getting the artifacts, is chasing the artifacts. Obviously, for the whales, that is having all the artifacts level 5 and the example. I think it's going to be the pets. For whales, it's going to be the pets, or maybe the new hot infantry cavalry. I don't know why whales and krakens get crazy. It's like infantry and cavalry for the whales is like hot chick. They're like, oh my god, I cannot wait, brother, I cannot wait. But yeah, this will be for this video, guys. I'm going to make it short, sharing my decision I make and the brutal reality I face, getting more power, getting more expectations, and the performance of the Legion. Because for 89 million, how to say it, for 89 million player, maybe like at the zone 3 right now, where I'm 12.4 million merits, but for my power it's no longer okay. merits. Still, we're not having the final zone. We're still having some small fights here and there at the choke points and etc. The video you're seeing at the background is from, I think, 1 or 2 days where we was fighting against Rock. But yeah, just wanted to point out that the artifacts is having great importance in Call of Giants. So yeah guys, this will be for this video guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave your comments in the comments below with your personal opinion. What do you think is the best system players should focus? Obviously, if you have the example, you know, the example artifacts, you may focus over the pet. If you don't have heroes, you may focus over the heroes and etc. But yeah, don't forget to hit one like, subscribe if you're new here. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.